All right. Good evening, everyone. Happy Tuesday evening. So we're back live again. Uh, kind of a lot going on. So unfortunately, I did not get the fish game videos to Chelsea in time. I got them to her today, but she didn't have a chance to do them before she went to work. So there won't be a fish game tonight, unfortunately. So I do apologize for that. But there's quite a bit going on in the fish room. Actually found new fry when I was setting up for the stream. So we'll go ahead and take a look at those once we go ahead and head into the barn. So hello, Christopher. Hello, Flatbed Aquatics. Welcome to the stream. So I do want to say that Chelsea did graduate. So graduation is done. Went well. She had a good time. It was didn't last too long. It was only a couple hours, which was nice. I think they had 268 kids in the class, so it wasn't too bad. Um, so yeah, it was quite a lot of energy in the crowd as well. So it was kind of a nice event. So with that, yeah, there's not really a ton right now. We'll go out and look at the tubs. Unfortunately, weather-wise, it's still finally broke like in the last couple days, like yesterday and today. It was 86 degrees today. So I'm going to go ahead and start kind of putting fish out on Friday. I've got an open house on a graduation open house on Saturday, and then Chelsea has hers on Sunday. So I took Friday off to finish the pond video and get the fish out there so I can get that video out to you guys. If you've been watching some of the prior streams, I did figure out what was knocking over the pumps. There's actually, my daughter caught a cat out there kind of drinking out of the pond. So I think the cat is like messing with the thing. So there's a cat on the pond, and then there were some cats in the trees, she said, as well. So I think there's, I know there's quite a few cats that run around here. So I think that's the kind of the culprit. I don't know if I'm going to screen the pond yet or not, because I don't think the cats are fast enough to catch the fish. And plus, if they come out at night, the fish will be kind of hunkered down anyway. And there are some hiding spots and stuff too for them. So I don't think the cats are gonna get the fish out. If you know, in the chat, if you've had experience with that, let me know. But I don't think a cat's gonna pull out, a G'day like that. I don't think it's got the wherewithal to do that. But you never know. So, kind of going through the list real quick. We've got Christopher Niehaus, Flatbed Aquatics, Davo, Uncle Smiley's Aquariums, Pond Puppies, and Peplin Creek. So welcome, guys. I know there's some other folks that are lurking. So yeah. So with that, like I said, I really don't have a lot of stuff to talk about inside. Fish events around here are kind of winding down. There is a swap this Sunday in Sterling Heights, Michigan, which is going to be at the church on Metro Parkway. So if you're in the area, I mean, you can check that out. I won't be there this time. It's my daughter's open house, so yeah, so that's going to be kind of a no-go for me. Though I actually might sell at the September one. I might need to do a little bit more of that. That's kind of a little bit of a kind of mid-year goal of mine to kind of make the fish room a little more profitable. I mean, it's not profitable by any means, but kind of do a little bit more, generate a little bit more revenue out of the building, basically. So, so Skull's here. Welcome, Curtis. I've got Zen's here. Thank you for modding as always. She's going to be eating dinner, which, yeah, I think she's probably Central Time Zone, so yeah, it's probably dinner time. So, so yeah. So it's, other than that, fish-wise, it's kind of quiet right now. I know the ALA, ACA, FOTUS, Killifish, Betta's convention is this weekend, and I wish I could go, but unfortunately kind of not in the cards this year with all the graduation stuff going on, and especially now since like the tubs. I'm kind of glad now because the tubs are like behind, right? With the weather we've had, um, up until like Monday, it was basically in the lows were in the 40s, which is atypical, uh, especially past Memorial Day. So it was kind of a really kind of bad start to the tubbing season. So I was hoping to have fish in. Like I have a video kind of scheduled in my mind, like I'm on my like list of videos, and it was supposed to come out Memorial Day weekend, and that video didn't make it. It's still not done, but hopefully it'll come out Sunday. I can get the fish put in on Friday, kind of film that, and kind of do the initial pond setup video. I've been kind of filming that since probably like late March, early April. Just very, in various steps. So, kind of film setting them up, what I put in there, some updates, and then, and then I just got to do the final part of like putting the fish in. So I've got to get the table downstairs, get all the fish captured, get the video, get my little GoPro here all ready to go, and kind of get the fish in and kind of talk about that a little bit, and then hopefully you'll see the pond video on Sunday. I did actually get the opportunity to go to a fish store. I haven't done a fish store tour in a while, and I was just going to film some shorts. I think you'll see some of those this week from Fishy Biz Aquatics. But literally, I went in there on last Sunday, and there was literally no one in the store. So I decided to, since it was kind of quiet in the store, it was kind of a nice sunny day, and obviously kind of summertime stores kind of slow down a little bit. So I filmed another fish room tour. So you'll see here in a few weeks kind of a highlights of Fishy Biz Aquatics, which is probably my favorite fish store here in Metro Detroit. They are a co-op partner store. He brings in some interesting stuff. So I really like that store. Like how it's laid out. It's kind of nice, wide open. And I think it's kind of, if you've seen my videos from like Agno Aquatics in near Cleveland, kind of a similar setup, kind of a nice small setup, but it has quite a few different things in there. So Christopher said, bring more revenue to the barn. Okay, so I do sell it locally. I don't really want to mess around with shipping fish and what's going on kind of with that, but I usually sell locally. Like usually it's our local auctions. So like I'll take fish to an auction. I'll probably bring some stuff to the Keystone Clash to put in the auction there. Unless you guys tell me otherwise, I'm probably not gonna get a table. I just don't want to mess with the table part of it. But I probably will bring some fish to the auction. Probably a fair number of Gideids. I know there's someone locally that's going out east to like Massachusetts, and he wanted to bring some Gideids, some of my Gideids out there to sell. I just didn't have time to really put it together. This has been kind of a busy time this time of year for me. So maybe next year I can head out that way, but we'll see. A lot of the balls up in the air right now. So we'll get through college a little bit, kind of figure the rest of that out, and then things I think will settle down a little bit. So I just don't like shipping. I haven't had really great luck with it, and I don't know, like with work and everything else, it's hard for me to get to like a post office. I do work from home a fair amount, but still it's kind of difficult for me to kind of run over to a post office, get stuff in the mail, and then go from there. So, yeah, there's no website or anything. It's just one of these things where it's kind of like just kind of want to get just do a little more. There's a little bit more I can do here in the building. So we got Renee. We've got I think I saw Foxy in here, as well as Fish Fam Link, as well as like I said, Renee. So welcome. If I missed anyone, I do apologize. I do want to do one other thing. So I do want to gift out some memberships. I think the one key thing with the memberships is you can watch my fish talk on Gdayads. I think that's a really um, good talk to watch. So that's kind of the main benefit. I do put out some members videos from time to time. You'll find a video of me playing a golf hole, which was kind of interesting. I got kind of bored. So I was like, hey, I'll film a members video of me playing a golf hole. So I went ahead and did that. You're welcome for the membership. So we got Renee DeQueer, Into the Future 681 or 1.618. Paul McCarthy, he's been a long time commenter and supporter of the channel, so nice to see him get one. Rachel S. and Andy Carson, so welcome. So thank you. You're welcome. You've been in here lurking, so we kind of flushed out the lurkers a little bit. So yeah, I mean, like I said, there's not like a fish game tonight. So I guess if you guys don't have any other questions that are kind of like inside related, we'll head out to the barn, kind of talk about what's going on out there. I did do some fish moves this weekend. I did have a little bit of time Sunday, and I did do some work with kind of doing some fish moves. There was one I really wanted to do, so I'll show you that. Show you the new fry that I found, which are from the guppies that haven't even really been shown on like the main video part of the channel yet. So that's kind of exciting, and just do some other kind of general updates. So and then I'll show you the tubs, and we'll go from there. I'm back because I forgot to do something. Welcome to the Koi Pit. So AJ says we'll be putting fish tubs out for the summer this year. Yep, the video will come out probably on Sunday. Hopefully we can get the fish put in and everything. I'll show you the tubs as they stand right now here in just a couple minutes. So it would help if I actually put the barn cam on when I leave. So thankfully I remembered before we got too far along. right, let me figure out why there's no sound on the barn cam. So, give me a second here. All right, let me go ahead and see what's going on. All right, let me do this. Let me start the barn cam over. It's gonna take me a second, but let me close the barn cam up, and I'll have to redo it and see if that works. So you're gonna have to just give me a second to do that. It's gonna take me a couple minutes, but bear with me, and then we'll be able to get to the rest of it. So. All right, guys, I'm going to try something real quick. Tell me if, when I go to the barn cam, if you can hear sound. All right, let me go restart it then. It's going to take me a couple minutes to do that, though. So, all right, give me 1 second. All right, let's do this. All right, let me go restart it then. It's going to take me a couple minutes to do that, though. So, all right, give me 1 second. All right, let me go restart it then. It's gonna take me a couple minutes. All right, give me 1 second. All right, let me go restart it then. All right, I'm gonna head out to the barn for a minute, get this reloaded up on the phone, and then I gotta come back in and reinstall it on the software. So you're just gonna have to give me a second. So I do apologize. All right, I'm gonna head out to the barn for a minute, get this reloaded up on the phone, and then I gotta come back in and reinstall it on the software. So you're just gonna have to give me a second. So I do apologize. All right, I'm gonna head out to the barn for a minute, get this reloaded up on the phone, and then I gotta come back in and reinstall it on the software. So you're just gonna have to give me a second. So I do apologize. All right, hopefully we can have this all set. So let me do one last thing. All right, hopefully we can have this all set. So let me do one last thing. All right, when I put this on, you guys should be able to hear the hum of the air conditioner. So if you can't hear that, let me know. So let me do one last thing. All right, when I put this on, you guys should be able to hear the hum of the air conditioner. So if you can't hear that, let me know. All right, when I put this on, you guys should be able to hear the hum of the air conditioner. So if you can't hear that, let me know. All right, when I put this on, you guys should be able to hear the hum of the air conditioner. So if you can't hear that, let me know. All right, we should be good now. All right, I think we should be good. So apologize for the delay. Thank you for being patient with that. That's Echo Loop. All right, we should be good now. All right. I think we should be good. All right, so let's go ahead and go through this real quick. Thank you for being patient with that. That's all right, perfect. So let's go back where we started. All right, we should be good now. I guess I'll kind of start with this tank. I've been kind of setting this up as a little bit of a. All right, so let's go ahead and go through this real quick. Kind of breeding for profit tank. I do have the Stan Struble Blue Guppies in here, and you can see there's quite a few fry in here. All right, perfect. So it doesn't come out terribly well in this camera, but starting to get a pretty good group of fry in here, so I'm pretty happy about that. I've been kind of setting this up as a little bit. The Plecos are breeding in here, but I don't see the babies last very long. So I'm gonna have to like pull the babies out when I see them. Though. Blue Guppies in here. So Plecos have been breeding in here though. So it doesn't come out terribly well in this camera, but starting to get a pretty good group of fry in here, so I'm pretty happy about that. There's an echo now. I've been kind of setting this up as a little bit. Plecos are breeding in here, but I don't see the babies last very long. So I'm gonna have to like pull the babies out when I see them. Though. So all right, have been let's see this. So it doesn't come out terribly well. Does that help the echo at all? Starting to get let me know. Group of fry in here, so I'm pretty happy about that. There's an echo now. I've been kind of setting this up as a little bit. Plecos are breeding in here, but I don't see the babies last very long. So I'm gonna have to like, all right. Pull the babies out when I see let me. All right, let me check this down. Does that help the echo at all? Let me know. There's an echo now. All right. Be right back. All right. Let me. All right. Let me check this down. Does that help the echo at all? Let me know. All right. Be right back. All right. Let me. All right. let me check this down. Does that help the echo at all? Let me know. All right. Be right back. All right. Let me check this down. Does that help the echo at all? Let me know. All right. Be right back. All right. Let me check this down. All right, that should fix it. There was two things on, so I think you guys should not hear an echo now. Let me know if you do. No, well, I'm the real one. No one got killed. All right. So, all right, like I was saying before, these Stan Schuba Blue Guppies have done really well. I picked these up last fall at the Grand Valley Aquarium Club auction. And let me get a little closer for you. But there's a kind of young male there. The main male is like right here. No, that's it. The bigger one right there. That's the main male. But there are kind of quite a few shrimp in here. I've kind of been trying to set this up as kind of a breeding for profit tank. Kind of doing okay with that. Shrimp are obviously do pretty well. And there's quite a few babies in here now. So something I'm pretty happy about. It is a little hot in here today, and I'm not used to the temperature yet, so you're going to have to bear with me for a second. It is definitely warm in here right now. I mean, the water's not warm, and I did turn the air conditioner on yesterday. But it was like close to 90 degrees today, so it's a little toasty, and I'm not acclimated yet to the hot barn air per se. So no sound again? Are you serious? Testing 1, 2, 3. All right, we're. What happened? Okay, good. Okay, I'm like, all right. All right, so heading over here. This tank actually is another one I'm pretty happy with right now, fry wise. This is the Giardinus metallicus. There's quite a bit of algae on the acrylic on this one, but you can see there's quite a few fry in here now. So one I'm definitely really happy about. I picked these up actually at a local fish store. He told me he had some, and these have been extremely prolific. So kind of the same. I know I've been showing these quite a bit lately too on the streams, but these are the Giardinus falcatus, which are their cousins. Babies have put on a pretty decent amount of size, and kind of like their little lamp eyes too. They're kind of cool looking little fish. So hopefully we'll see some more spawns of these as well. So now for the fry, I want to show you the new ones I found. These blue-green guppies down here, and the camera's crooked because I don't want to bend. But there are some little tiny fry down here. You may not be able to see them because they're so small, but I think they were just born today. But you can see, yeah, you can see some little babies. But yeah, those are doing quite well. I really like these. I think these were the best ones of all the guppies I bought. These bicolors. I really enjoy these. The white ones are cool too. I'll show you in a second on my way downstairs. So there's the white one right there. I don't see the female out right now. Hopefully she's still there. But we got fry from these, so I'm not terribly worried. And then you can see the Pleco fry again. See the guy right there. I might be kind of ready to move these to a tank. They're getting pretty big. But I'm gonna have to start catching Pleco fry out of that bigger tank. So, and then here is the these are the fry from the white. So we'll see how those turn out. But the tank move I was talking about earlier is I cleared this tank out because there was only 2 goodies left of this. These were Zeatotoca izeni from Rio Compostela. And I decided to move the Cyprochromis in here from Corregge Island. They were sharing a tank with some Maltese, but I figured giving them their own tank would be kind of a good idea. So you see the 2 colored up males right there. These have colored up really nice. Almost as nice as the blue flash, which I'll go show you here in a second. So hopefully in a tank by themselves now they can get some breeding action. I have seen them hold before, so hopefully we can get some to breed in here and kind of get a good colony going. Just for reference, these are kind of like the OG favorites. These are the blue flash, but hopefully I can get the Corregge Islands ones going. The move wasn't too bad. But you can see the babies in here. I always get a few babies in here in the summertime. So you can see a holding female right. Where'd she go? Right there in the back. See her? She's holding. So these guys are some fry from these guys as well. There's a fry at least from these Zeatotoca melanosoma. So these are going to go out in the tubs on Friday. So we'll kind of talk about that too, I guess. Along with these guys, the Allophorus robustus is going to go in a tub, and along with these Iliodon whitei that I've never had luck breeding. So hopefully they might breed outside. And then I think I talked about this tank before, but I'm going to put these guys out too. These Capellites and Caustis are going to go outside as well. And then I actually had a new addition today. There's a friend of my daughter's, a brother of like one of my daughter's friends, and he for some reason wanted to get rid of these dwarf gouramis. So I put them in here. Unfortunately, the fry that we had from the rainbow cichlids. They got eaten, which I was kind of expecting. I think I still have some more in the container that I have. They're kind of hard to see, but unfortunately, I think we did lose those. But they were in here. The sips were in here with these um, God, Neolamprologus multifasciatus. Wow, it took me a second. But you can see there's some babies in here. You can look in the back. You see, so there's some babies back there, and then there's some babies up front here. So you probably see these a little better. So babies up front here. So those have started to spawn as well. And this tank, and then I think I showed you these last week too, but these tanks have started to clear up a little bit, and then I can start working on planting these a little bit. Where's that at? Where'd he go? There's an Epiplanus degesi in here, or degeti. I need to find another one now because I think I lost the female. But this tank's looking a lot better now. Zoom back a little bit. As is these other two back here as well. So we're going to get these kind of planted up with probably just guppy grass and some stuff like that and just kind of get them going. Let me see. So I think it's time to head outside to the tubs. Get you guys a look at what's going on out there. It's not the prettiest in the world, but they'll work. So but they're gonna have plenty to eat out here when we get to that point. So this tub is kind of just basic. Along with this one here, there is a water hyacinth in here. There is this one's got the water hyacinth and the this thing, which I always forget the name of it, so we're gonna have to look. The Mahune bog lily, which and then we've got the lilies in here, which aren't doing so hot, honestly, but hopefully that'll change once we get some fish going in here. Temperature right now, I keep so this is like 75 now ish, so that's a lot better. It's not going to be as warm going through the week, but I think that put a nice amount of warmth in the water. That it's going to be, I think, in the 70s, which will be fine, and then the lows aren't going to be in the 40s anymore. This tank's kind of basic. I do have some Rotella indica in here, but other than that, some guppy grass, red root floater / duckweed in here. This has guppy grass in it as well, and obviously you can see the film on this one. I might take some of that off before I add the fish. So that's where we're at with the tubs. Yard-wise, real quick, I'll just show you, since I think I know some folks like the terrestrial plants, which I'm not very good at, but hostas have always done well for me in this yard for some reason. So there's an iris that's kind of over here too. And then I think these are rhododendrons, I think, but they've started to flower. So yeah, that's kind of and then I think someone mentioned this tree. Yeah, this is like an enormous Japanese maple. It's like, it's an absolute giant. So I'm gonna head inside and then we'll see what if you guys have any questions, comments. So give me 1 second. All right. Let me see what questions you guys have. All right. Oh, Beto wants to show the Jaguars. Okay, I'll show you those in just a second. Picked up a monos for my 20-gallon guppy tank. I would just, I think you're fine with those. I don't think you have to do much with those. I think I got one like once. I'm not a real big expert on them. I mean, you're not going to breed them because they need salt water to breed. But yeah, the solar powered fountains work when it's sunny out. Obviously, right now it's not sunny out, so the fountains aren't really going to work right now. It's kind of dark, right? It's kind of overcast right now. So, hello, Susan. Nice to see you. Um, so yeah, so let's show the jaguar cichlids real quick, or jaguar fish. Excuse me, jaguar live bears. We do not have jaguar cichlids in here. Excuse me. Yeah, so I think I did end up losing one. Like I said, like a lot. I don't know if you've heard me say this before. Fish in this fish room kind of disappear. So we're kind of down to 4. But I did see some trying to mate today, so hopefully we can get some fry at some point. But we are kind of down to 4, but hopefully we'll see some fry here pretty soon. So I did see them trying to mate today, so I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, other than that, I mean, everything else is kind of on the up and up. I think tub wise too, I am gonna put in um, these guys for sure. Xenotoka Lion's Eye, and I'm probably going to fish out these guys too, the Xenotoka Variata. There are some fry in here that kind of came when the green water was in here. So the smaller ones I'm going to let do their thing. Kind of staying here, but these guys I'm going to kind of, the bigger ones I'm going to plop outside in the tub. So, all right, you guys. Oh, I have one other thing here. My co-op order came today, kind of during Cordy's stream, which I think was kind of interesting. But we have this Easy Flow sponge filter. I did a video a couple weeks ago now on that. Really, really do like the black, especially since I run a lot of black backgrounds. I'm going to go ahead and put this one in the Cyberchromis tank to match the one. But I'm not going to go through and replace all of them. But I mean, the green isn't bad, but I really do like the black better. Just for the setups I run. If I had a heavily planted tank, say, I mean, kind of like this one. I mean, that's not the best example, but I would put a green one like in that one, no problem. So, hello, Skipper. But yeah, let me see if there's anything else. That's, you know what I want to show you too. I want to show you these Katamako mollies. Hey, Audra, thanks for coming by. So yeah, so now that I've cleared out a bunch of guppy grass, like I threw some of it in the tubs, I do want to show you these because they're the male is absolutely gorgeous. If I can get him to not run away from the camera, he's got like a nice black on him. So yeah, he's over here now. He's got kind of like a little black and orange on him. Come on. Yeah, he's not. It's really cool looking. Like these were pretty bland when I bought them. Let me see if we can catch them. But yeah, these are really cool. Actually, they were kind of drab when I bought them, but kind of excited for these. If I can get a good video of them here, we're gonna have to hunt them down for a minute. Come on, he's in the back over here. Come on. I want you to come where I can see you. Well, meanwhile, I'll show you another cool fish here too. This is the Cracodon audax from Los Pinos, and then you can see kind of the babies that are Now they're not really babies anymore. They're kind of young adults floating around in here. So I've not seen any more fry since that initial drop, but maybe we'll see some maybe in the fall. All right. Well, I'm not cooperating again. I think I tried this last week too, and we kind of had the same result. So, we're gonna cheat. See if I can sneak in the bottom here. You're probably not gonna. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Who's up there now? Come on. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to get him. We are gonna. We'll get him one day. So, one of these streams, I am going to talk about my 2025 goals too. There is still some duckweed. I know duckweed was a very popular goal. There's still some, but it is at a dull roar compared to what it used to be. So there's definitely progress there. Do I have any advice for Congo Tetra eggs? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I have not spawned those, and I am not a big Tetra breeder, so I cannot help you on that there, Donnie. So Audra says I'm going to donate some fish to my club and sell some that I'm losing interest in to make room for others. It's hard to let them go. Yeah. So Beto Great Lakes says the Detroit Fish Club auctions, are they always in the same place? They are, but they have moved actually. It's going to be in St. Clair Shores this time, but generally we try to keep it in the same spot. But we decided to move it this time, just to a different place with a little bit more room. So yeah, it's going to be at the Bruce Hall on Jefferson in St. Clair Shores. The next one is in November, like the first or second weekend in November, like around November 9th. So yeah, so Audra, like I am going to give away something at our banquet for the Fish Club, which is going to come up on, I think it's like June 12th. But I will show you that here in a minute. I'll show you the fish I'm going to give away, and it's just because they're not bad fish. I just ended up with all males, so I'm kind of like I don't really want to have something take up tank space that's like all males. So yeah, this tank's always been a little cloudy too. But all of these painted swords, I mean, they're all males. Like every one of them is a male. So like I'm gonna just dump these and try something else. So I think one of the other projects I'm going to need to do here this summer too is I need to go through this tank and kind of sort out what are the Miller, as I fought for Millerai versus the Mollies. I think the Millerai used to breed really, really well for me until I put them together. And I think there are very, very few Millerai and a heck of a lot of Mollies. So I think that's another project for this year, for maybe this summer. So I'm gonna head inside, and we'll kind of finish things up. So, do I have the San Marcos? Yeah, I've got those. I haven't talked about them recently, but yeah, they're all still in here. They're all kind of, you know, the big male's not out right now, but I still have those. And I have I have all the Xenotoka. Actually, I think I have every species of Xenotoka, I think. And then I've got the eyes and eyes here as well. Um, I might bring that big male to the clash for the show. But yeah, these were kind of the success story from the tubs last year, and they've kept spawning since I brought them back in. So I don't know what triggered them from being in the tub, But those are like my success story from last year in the tubs. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna go. We'll head inside, and one thing I am gonna do is we're gonna hit that new tank of guppies with some magic nano feed. So I just like to feed that to like the new fry. So I'm gonna do that on our way out. So I've been doing that with a lot of like if I see new fry, like I did that with this tank in the beginning. Like I hit this with quite a bit of that magic nano feed. So we're gonna hit that with this just to kind of help the fry out a little bit. It's nice size for them. So we'll do that on the way out, and then almost forgot. And let me shut the stuff down here, and we'll finish up inside. All right, well, I'll probably just leave you out here on the table. You guys can watch the yard for a minute until I get back in. You never know, you might see a cat out here. All right, so we're back in here. So I'm just wondering if you guys have any last minute questions on anything. So I wonder if you guys saw anything in the yard. So Audra said I just showed my hubby the barn. His answer was no. Yeah. So doing well. Been busy, George. So thank you for coming. Definitely appreciate it. All right. So I think with that, I think we're all good. I do apologize again for the audio problems. We'll fix those next week. I think what happened was basically I realized at the last minute I didn't load the barn cam and I didn't check it. So apologize for that. So we'll get this. We'll come back next week and we'll be back and ready to go. So hopefully we'll have some fish in the ponds that I can show you maybe, and we'll be good to go. So with that, have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys next Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern.